The African elephant is the largest living land animal, standing up to 14 feet at the shoulder and weighing as much as 15,000 pounds. At the dawn of the 20th century, over 5 million elephants roamed the world. By 1990, when the international ban on ivory went into effect, there were 600,000. Elephants are highly social, forming tightly knit families.
Elephant herds are mainly made up of female families led by the matriarch, the oldest female in the group.
Bull elephants spend their time on the fringes of the herd, ranging farther and farther as they age, until 12 to 15 years old when they leave the herd altogether.
And then sometimes they form bachelor groups or usually stay solitarily.
Though they are often portrayed as gentle giants, male elephants in particular can be extremely dangerous and aggressive. Females will only breed with the most dominant males. During must, a period of increased hormonal activity, bull elephants engage one another in shows of force.
We watched a herd for a little bit with the baby in the middle. Elephant cows are pregnant for 22 months.
The longest of any land mammal. While sight remains relatively poor throughout an elephant's life, the species has remarkable senses of smell and hearing. They will often raise their trunks in the air and turn them in order to increase their olfactory perception. The most iconic characteristic of the species, and an elephant's most useful appendage, the trunk, serves as a nose, a hand, a weapon, a fork, a drinking straw, and even a shower head. Their large ears play an important role in cooling off. The skin covering the ear is very thin and covers a dense system of blood vessels. By flapping their ears, elephants create a breeze which cools these blood vessels by as much as 10 degrees. The cooler blood then circulates to the rest of the body. One of the most fascinating characteristics of elephants is a recent discovery. They can communicate over great distances by emitting a subsonic rumble on a frequency low enough that the sound carries several kilometers in the air or through the ground. Other elephants can hear this sound through receptors in their ears, their trunk, and especially in highly sensitive regions of their feet. When listening intently, an elephant will lay its trunk on the ground or lift one foot into the air. The extra weight on the other legs is believed to increase the sensitivity and allow for better reception.
One of the big challenges that the Timbavati and other game reserves face is the population risk. Like if there was too many buffalo or too many elephants, do they thin the population out or do they run the risk of another species becoming extinct?
Elephants eat a staggering 300 to 600 pounds of plant matter per day and drink 40 to 50 gallons of water. It is this voracity, coupled with general habitat loss, that poses such a problem for conservation programs directed at elephants.
This hurts smaller animals. The destruction of trees helps the grazers at the expense of the browsers that eat leaves and brush.
As elephants quickly devour the vegetation in a region and demolish forested areas, other plant eaters find the resources they rely on for food all used up. One way in which many such private reserves and African governments help alleviate the issue is through a tightly controlled program of legal elephant hunting, such as the one in place in South Africa's Timbavati Private Reserve. But conservation efforts are left to grapple with tough questions. Do they allow elephants to flourish at the expense of other species? Or do they take an active hand in managing the elephant population? For these problems, there may be no easy answers.
It's been a long trip from South Africa to Tanzania and now back to South Africa. We got one final shot to get my elephant and complete my big five. We're here at Buffalo Land with Marius Katza of Rhineland Safaris.
We were basically just driving around looking.
Nice, man.
Hey, Pee-wee, where's your grandpa? He does?
Yeah.
Every day was like a big adventure. Marius, thanks for the couch.
More talks.
But these kids, they had so much fun. And they were on a quest, and that quest was for the big five.
Oh, that's a foul. Yep. That was cool. This little guy coming out.
I know he had to be a little bit nervous. He didn't really show any nervousness. You could tell he was, knew he had the chance to make it happen.
We spent almost a month in Tanzania looking for a big elephant bull with no luck. Like there, here we started seeing elephants right off the bat. As soon as we got into the timber body, we've seen many. Big herds and even some in small groups. Our permit came through and we are ready to go hunt the Timbavati for a big bull tusker.
The plan is a side-on brain shot.
Okay.
But he's quite an aggressive elephant, so he's probably going to turn on us.
One of the requirements that the Timbavati has is that you have to be accompanied by a game warden, such as Paul White and Zimba.
And when we got the chance to go back to the Timbavati for Mackenzie to try to take an elephant, and I knew that Paul would be there, I had no reservations whatsoever, because I knew that Mr. Paul White would do everything within his power to find Mackenzie a nice shooter.
He's going to turn us and he's going to lift his head up like this.
We spotted an old bull elephant, and Zimba said, "This is a very good bull." And Jonathan and Marius talked about it, and they're like, "This is the one I think we need to go after."
Okay, now the normal shot is you take the line between the ears
It's
or
gone.
between the eyes. Okay. And when he lifts his head up, you're going to have to aim slightly lower.
In the trunk.
Yeah, but come down. So you're going to look at him like he's going to lift his head up, like open his ears. You're going to have to come down about 10 inches. Okay.
Okay. Paul White was with me on this stalk. He gave me some instructions on what to expect and about shot placement.
When you fire that shot, you reload immediately.
I will.
And if he turns, you try and brain him again,
Okay.
side on. Otherwise, you're going to shoot him straight behind the shoulder. If he turns away from you, take a line where his tail comes out his butt and come down about 18 inches either left or right. You shoot him
Right here.
like that.
We won't shoot unless Paul says shoot.
Yeah.
How's
Okay.
that sound? Or do we need to wait for that?
Oh, pull around
Yeah,
then.
I'll pull around. So if
Pull around then we'll all
Okay.
shift over.
We had watched this elephant for a long time. And as we got closer and closer and closer, you could feel the anticipation in the air. You knew that Mackenzie was getting what you might say hopped up.
If he comes, you guys just all start shooting too.
you stick right on my butt.
I will.
We're stalking an elephant. We're all right there together. Paul's in the lead. Zimba, who was my tracker when I was in my lion quest, was there with us. It was almost like old home week. I know he had to be a little bit nervous. He didn't really show any nervousness, but when he and Paul walked ahead, you could tell he was knew he had the chance to make it happen.
While on the stalk, I thought, man, this is it. This is my dream come true. This is my time to shine.
Simba, how far?
Yeah, looking at so also standing so.
The bull was moving a lot, so we had to keep a good pace with him. We were having a little bit of difficulty finding a good spot to take a shot from.
As we get closer, we kind of hang back and we let Paul and Mackenzie ease ahead.
Mackenzie's shot goes off. I'll shoot. And then you guys shoot as well. What you must maybe do is break off.
I knew I needed to make a nice, clean shot, but I wasn't scared because I had the best people behind me. I had my dad, I had Marius and Jonathan, and Paul White. While stalking, I actually realized how big this elephant bull was. Yeah, in here. When we finally got to the spot that I could take my shot, Zimba set the sticks up for me, and man, I was so pumped. In here. Hide him in the brush. I was not going to take any chances on this one. I was hoping for a side-on brain shot because that's the most efficient way to harvest an elephant. Okay, watch out, Simba.
When he pulled the trigger,
Okay, I'm gonna shoot, guys.
that elephant hit the ground.
No. Fine. You're okay, buddy. You're okay.
You just need to calm down.
Well done.
that the brain? My brain shot? Yeah.
She could have stuck you back there, I believe.
I know it.
But don't worry about it.
Is he dead? I'll let you boys walk up first. Thanks, Paul.
Well then.
Woo! Finished it.
It's been a lot of fun. It was hard work, and I'm so happy my quest is complete.
The Big Five is finally finished after a long month or so of hunting here in the great continent of Africa. We started off darting the white rhino in South Africa, then we moved on to hunt in Tanzania for the rest of the Big Five. We shot my leopard, my lion, and my Cape buffalo in Tanzania. Unfortunately, out of 19 days, we did not see a legal bull over 35 pounds for an elephant. I believe I worked really hard for this elephant. I seen 53 some odd bulls in Tanzania in a course of 19 days, and not a single one over 35 pounds, which is the legal limit. And after 2 hard days of really looking over elephant and trying to find a bull that's around 60 pounds, we finally found one. And I mean, this is just an absolute pig of an elephant. We did a little bit of math, even though we're not mathematicians. 18.5 inches at the lip, and then 44 inches in length. And my dad and Marius did some math and came up with 64.5 pounds of ivory on this side. And I don't think I can ask for much more, but I got my trophy tail, claiming that it's mine. I'm gonna get maybe a bracelet made out of there if I have enough hair, because he's kind of knocked it all out from hitting flies away. Yeah, I was gonna take the ears, tusk, trunk, tail, and like maybe and the feet to make like stools. I'm gonna take some skin off of him and make some boots, because I really want some boots made out of elephant skin, because they'll last forever. And get a nice mount out of this tremendous elephant, and I'm very pleased with him. And I think we deserved him because we worked awful hard. And I think I want my dad to come in here for a second, please.
Hey, buddy. How about that? You give me a hand, Dad. I can say thank you.
Thank you, Dad.
Yeah, good job.
Check out them tuskers, would you? But you know what? You had lots of help, didn't you?
Yep, from a lot of different
From a
people.
lot of different people. Zimba, that
Paul.
came from Paul White, did a very good job for us.
Jonathan Beretta, the big man on the truck.
Yep.
AKA Beretta. I can't get around you.
It's a privilege to be a part of this.
Filming man,
Cappy, Marius, Cappy's one of Cappy's good buddies.
And who else?
Another important person on this hunt was Michael Katza, if I can say that right, his last name, but Marius' son. He's 12 years old, and he has not yet completed his Big Five, but he has one left, and it's this guy right here, a big tusker, an elephant. Thanks, Michael. So what do you have left?
Just it.
Just the elephant? How old were you when you started?
I started when I was 8.
What'd you...
I shot my leopard and my granddad. So when we got to the Kalahari, I shot my lion, and we came to Buffalo Land
And did your buffalo?
day before my birthday.
Oh, cool.
Oh, wait, congratulations
Thanks, Jonathan.
on a fine specimen.
So how old do you think this elephant is, man?
Way older than a few of us standing around here. I think it's a good 50 years plus. But a fine specimen
Yeah,
and a great adventure.
thank you again. Thanks for letting us stay at Buffalo Land and
It was a great pleasure. I really
take out a
appreciate.
few trophies from there. And
Yeah, really appreciate spending time with you good folk.
This is cool.
this is the team that helped me finish my Big Five. We're missing quite a few people, actually. But the one person that's been with me the whole time is my dad. Oh, and I forgot one more, but it's my dad and my film man, Cappy. He's been with me. They've been with me the whole time through this whole safari and keep me going, and I really appreciate that. Thank you, Dad.
Congratulations, boy.
Cappy, come in here for a second. You're part of the team, so you have to come in here too. Video this, Cappy. Now it's my time to run the operations, bud.
Plug into something, I can hear you.
Okay.
Congratulations,
Thanks,
buddy.
Cappy.
This is your Big Five, and you're probably the only person I know that done this so far, so you're way ahead. And I believe there's a few jealous people waiting to see your face. Congratulations.
Some people that didn't think we could get it. Yeah. Yeah. Some people didn't think we could get it done, but today we proved them wrong.
You've done it.
Tomorrow,
Congratulations.
and on the next episode, we're going to have a special surprise for all you viewers that stay tuned for the whole Big Five.
Cut! We're done. Pictures!
Right. That was an amount of 5 minutes.